set. Start with both head coaches. Just some general comments on the game.
I mean, first of all, we had a good start to the game. I thought Quinny's group came back and made a good push, and it was a good evaluation for us going in to see a different color, to see a different opponent. Our guys were probably tired of beating up on each other all week, but I think that Quinny's group overall, the second and third, really gave us a game that we can go away and look at the film and try to evaluate where our guys are. So we appreciate that. It was I thought it was a pretty good tilt overall.
Yeah, like Mark said, I was a little concerned after the first period that this was going to be a waste of time for everybody. And I was proud of our guys the way we kind of recollected ourselves and gave them a little bit of pushback, took a little bit more time and space away from them, made them make plays with a little less time, and obviously they were still able to make them. It's a great group. We love our chances moving up north and competing in the World Junior Tournament. But it was a good night for our guys, kind of give guys a chance that haven't played quite a bit. And, to play at Walter Brown and to play a caliber team that we faced tonight, it was a unique experience. And I was, like I said, I was concerned after the first period that we weren't going to give them much to evaluate. But like Mark said, I thought in the second and third we did a better job of it, and it was a pretty good hockey game after that.
David, what was it like to try to contain Jack Eichel instead of coach him?
It wasn't fun. It's not easy. I know what the other coaches throughout college hockey feel like, but he's got a lot of help on that team too. So it was fun. I'm just glad everybody came out of it. Nobody got hurt. To be quite honest with you, that was the other thing. We wanted to give them a little bit, challenge them, and give them a chance to evaluate their team, but. I'm sure Mark and his staff, and I know our staff, was holding our breath, hoping nobody got hurt throughout the process. And so it was a good night for everybody in a lot of ways.
The look on your face after Jack's goal kind of said it all, but what were your thoughts?
I can't tell you what my thoughts were. I've heard that 3 or 4 times. I don't know if I want to see what the look on my face was when he scored. Everyone seemed to be looking at me apparently, because I don't know what my look was. But when you give up 2 shorthanded goals in a matter of 50 seconds, I don't care who's scoring, it's not a good feeling standing behind the other bench. So it wasn't so much Jack had scored, it was the second shorthanded goal we'd given up in 50 seconds, so that probably played a lot more into the fact that other than Jack had scored it.
Mark, what did you learn from your team in terms of chemistry and just looking at some of those line comments together tonight?
We certainly get an indication where some of the chemistry is. We felt good about a couple of lines anyway. Obviously, Jack's line has been together. It's been the same group coming out of Lake Placid. And they really, the best thing about that line is that when they're on the bench, they're talking about it. And it starts with Jack. Jack does a great job speaking almost coach's language, not only to his line mates, but the full team. He does a tremendous job. He's such a great leader and a great kid, so that helps a lot, and we can build out from there. But I also thought that DeLeo, Anthony Lewis, and Sonny Milano, they like playing together. They had great jump. They were little buzzsaws out there and did very well.
What about Miles Wood mixing into that top line?
Well, we mixed him in and everywhere. It's not easy having 13 forward and trying to mix him in, but you can see his raw talent. Big kid, skates tremendously well, played pretty smart. I thought he did well. I mean, especially for a kid jumping out of prep school hockey and jumping into this, he handled himself very well.
Mark, this is really the first time you've seen Hannafin in action this week. From what you've seen this week, and in particular this game, what do you like about Hannafin's game, and what do you prove to you here?
Well, I don't. It really doesn't change much from what we saw on film, and spend a lot of time watching him on film. He's so composed. I mean, he's very mature. He doesn't get rattled. He takes in what is being talked about and applies it very quickly. I think that just shows his hockey IQ and hockey sense. Very good. I mean, he does a very, very good job with that. And again, it doesn't ever look like he's rattled on the ice and understands where his teammates are at all times.
Mark, with your knowledge of what it takes to win and succeed in this tournament, how do you feel your team is, and what can you do up in Kingston?
Well, we got a lot of work. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. Some of the things that we have to improve on are shift line changes. Penalty kill, obviously, we scored a couple goals, but the last one in the third period there, we only got through 2 rotations, And that's something that we've stressed right from the get-go, even coming out of Lake Placid, and that's something that we have to improve on.
But some of the intangibles, do you see some of those intangibles there on this team?
Yeah, there are. I mean, there's great leadership qualities with this group. I think that's been unique in the 3 tournaments that I've been a part of in the past. Is it really comes down to great character and then the leadership. And it's not just one leader; it's a group of leaders, and we do have a good group in that locker room of leaders. And like I said, I would start with Jack. Jack does a great job with the kids in the locker room.
Dave, what did you think of Jack joining the circle there to, celebrate with his teammates there?
Yeah, I wasn't aware of it until I heard the reaction. I kind of took a peek out, so I thought that was nice. I mean, I know Jack. We talked a little bit after the game. He said it was kind of very weird, playing against his team. And, he gets along great with his teammates, as Mark alluded to. He's a great leader, and he really cares about winning, and he cares about being a great teammate. So I would imagine it wasn't easy for him to play tonight, but I think once the game got going, it was just another hockey game for him. But I think once the buzzer went off and he realized, he was shaking hands with his teammates, and it also might have been instinctive to kind of join the circle. So, and I know he liked our jerseys. I know he was kind of excited. He was a little aggravated that he wasn't able to wear it, but he'll get a chance to wear that jersey again.
Said he had more fun with our coaching staff.
I'm not surprised.
David, do you think that maybe part of the problem with the first period was maybe in awe of the USA jersey and who they were facing?
I don't think so. We hadn't skated in a week. We just went through exams. I'm sure some of them have, half of their mind is already home. I mean, I think there was a lot that went into it, and they're good. I mean, it's a heck of a team we played. So I think you add all that up, and you get a pretty big discrepancy in the way the period was played. And then I thought we did a really good job of kind of collecting ourselves and putting up a fight to start the second period, and get on the board and hung around, made it 4-2, and had a power play, and had a couple chances on the power play to make it 4-3. So, it was the first period. I think that might have been some of it, but I think also the fact that just the circumstances. We hadn't skated all week, and guys, I'm sure are looking forward to getting home. As Mark alluded to, they're all sick of me, not just Jack. So.
Mark, so I guess you'll get together now with JJ, discuss things, and you'll make an announcement on who will be cut here prior to going to Kingston?
Yeah, we haven't made any decisions as of yet. We'll sit down as a group, as a staff, and talk things out now.
Coach Osiecki, stage 1 is over, the loss is over. Where do you stand in terms of your expectations going forward?
Well, our expectations are high, and we're going to hold the kids accountable in terms of what our goals are, what our expectations are. It's a good first step. We talked to the kids. We had a few things that we talked about from the get-go, even going back to Lake Placid, and one of the situations was face-offs, and how they scored 2 of their goals, face-offs. So just little things, little detail things that we talk about as our character, our identity, and we can certainly pull that film and find ways to improve on it.
Mark, the captains you guys used tonight, was that just for tonight, or is those going to be the 3?
No, we haven't announced captains at all.
Mark, you have some defensemen who are very offensively skilled and can jump up to play, and some bigger physical guys. You're trying to find a balance of one with one on a pairing, or just kind of seeing.
We're still it's evolving. I mean, it's like I've said this to a few of you that have been around. It's very similar to the group that we had in Saskatoon. Didn't really know how it was going to come together, what kind of chemistry that they would have. I think that's very similar to this group right now. There's some talented kids back there. The one thing that we are talking about is maintaining possession of the puck, be very creative in the offensive zone. Probably our best defense is going to be having the puck, and that is evolving. It is still evolving. How to use each other, how to read off each other. At times you saw 2 defensemen down towards the net and not reading off each other. And that'll come. That'll come with being around a little bit longer and finding that chemistry.
Any more questions?
Guys, just one thing before we break here. Just want to thank, on behalf of USA Hockey, thank Boston University Coach Quinn for hosting us here this week, Brian Kelly for all his work with all of you and our staff, and certainly the facilities crew here. Felt right at home, and I know it's not easy,